Hello, cockatrice. We'll take the slow path over there to talk about this a little bit. So, welcome back to Witcher 3, Blood and Wine, or as we might want to call it now, Blood, Wine, and Gwent. So I finished the main story. Ta-da! And then I finished pretty much every quest in the entire game, aside from the ones that are like the Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft style, do everything on the map quests. One of which is the Gwent quest, and one of which is the one for being like a knight to Toussaint, where you're going to clear out all of these enemy strongholds and save all these people and, you know, just do all the marks on the map, basically. It is a very Ubisoft thing of finish the map. Like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and everything, where you gotta collect every wanted poster, grab every flag, do every special assassination, steal from every lockbox, all that stuff. Not entirely sure if I'll do all that stuff necessarily, because on one hand I like to be completionist about stuff, but on the other hand it's kind of one thing over and over again. But also on the other hand it is Witcher, so sometimes even the most innocuous things have surprising amounts of content hidden around by them. That said, I know that none of those things, as far as I can tell, are going to have quests in them. So while they may have some surprises of like, look at this topography, look at this building and stuff like that, I don't think they're going to be a lot of like out of nowhere surprise quests. Like that one time I was in Skellige and wandered into a town and wandered to the wrong part of town and then was suddenly arrested, and then I was in a prison and I was a prisoner in Skellige, and I'm like, this wasn't even on the... I didn't even know this was a quest in here. I just walked into town. How is this happening? As far as I can tell, I've tried to do research. I don't think there's more surprises waiting for me in Toussaint. I think we're done with those, more or less. So the last big major quest, which I saved for after the main story because it's going to be a bit of a time-consuming thing, and now the people who don't like Gwent can just go away and not complain about me doing what is probably going to be at least 13 games of Gwent to get the remaining 13 cards, not even counting any failures where I have to retry, and then the subsequent tournament. So, those who've been waiting for more Gwent, rather than just the occasional game or two here and there, we're going to get a lot of that done, because if there's anything I'm willing to complete, even if it is kind of one thing over and over again, it's definitely the Gwent game. And yeah, you can probably look forward to me playing Gwent when the actual game comes out, because I'm making a Gwent game. I don't know if I'll stick with it, because I'm not a big fan of competitive online, or even competitive real-life deck-building games to some extent. I've never been grabbed by them, so I don't know if I'll stick to Gwent. But I'll at least try it. I mean, after all this, I gotta at least try it and see what they changed about it and stuff like that when it comes out. But aside from that, though, I'm going to do this Gwent quest, and then maybe we'll go back to the main story at some point, or the future after this Gwent quest is very uncertain, but this Gwent quest will probably take a while. At least 5, 6, 7 episodes or something. We'll see how it goes. But, after that, I'll say the future of Witcher is uncertain. I'll probably take a break at first, just to get some stuff done, because right now the schedule's a little full, but then after that, maybe we'll... I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to the main campaign and try to clear up any loose ends and random quests hidden in small corners. It was easy to be completionist about this expansion, because the expansion is so... it's huge, but it's confined to a brand new area. So it was relatively easy to look up the full list of quests, so that when I was wrapping up the expansion, I could be like, okay, I completed all these ones. Ooh, those names are unfamiliar. Let's see where they start, and then go from there. And I could do that to clean up every loose end, which is what I did at the end there. But, main game, bit more of a ordeal, I'd say. So, as far as decks go, I'm probably going to avoid using the Skellige deck for a while, because the... Oh, there was actually dialogue there. There probably wasn't much going on there, but I didn't realize I've never talked to that barkeep before.
I'm to taste your famous fisherman's chowder, so maybe we could play some Gwent.
I apologize. I don't try to skip dialogue, but I kind of thought it was just going to be another character with nothing to say. And I was wrong. So we're probably going to skip on using the Skellige deck. The whole point of this quest is to collect cards for this deck. So I'd rather do that and get that out of the way, rather than try to salvage a deck together and then keep adapting it over and over again while it keeps changing. That might be a bit much. So instead I'll probably be playing as monsters, Nilfgaard, and Northern Realms, and go around with those for a while, and switch back and forth, and just try to have some fun with this. I don't know about Scoia'tael, man. I don't think I know how to play Scoia'tael. I get confused often by that deck, and I'm not sure how to handle it. I don't have a strategy for it. I have strategies for the other decks, but not that one. Alright, so settling for a lot of Gwent games for the next few episodes. And we'll see how things go from there. Oh, first of all, get rid of one of those. Anything that's muster, I don't want to have other pieces of that set of muster cards. That thing has Scorch on range, nice. Got a few special heroes, that's also nice. Warhorn is nice, but I don't have a lot of Warhorn-worthy units here. When I call in the Darkness characters, a Warhorn would help with them. Otherwise, a Scorch can be helpful for taking out tough enemies. Let's see. Sets the strength of all ranged units to 1, but these guys are ranged. So that might be bad for me. So are you. Most of my units right now are ranged. I'd rather see what gets drawn instead of that. Rain. This anti-siege weapon. I have no siege weapon characters except Gontaro Dim himself if I somehow were to draw him. So it's probably useful to me. Dare I open strong, or do I try to bait him at all? Huh. Let's give him some work. This is 1 card for my current set, but it gives me 12 power. If he has Scorch, he can use that on him, but otherwise he'll have to play a bunch of units to try to overpower me, which could lead to a nice hand advantage. So a Warhorn. I'm absolutely taking a gamble here. Every time I play Monster, it's kind of a series of gambles, honestly. Oh, they came from his deck and not from his hand. I'm not getting nearly as much advantage as I would kind of hope. You Scorch ranged, actually, and he just threw ranged my way. Oh. The problem is, do units that Scorch only affect your enemy? I think they might. Yeah, let's try it. Don't screw me? Okay, cool, it did exactly what I thought it did. Alright, and now if he Scorches, he'll only take out my Toad. And he's passed, as you kind of expect. Alright. We'll see. Let's remind myself what my unit power is. Pick any weather card from your deck and play against. That's so good. That's so good. That probably is gonna come in handy in the next rounds. Granted, I already have one in my hand that I might use. So we'll see how that plays out. Oh, it's my turn first. I was sitting here waiting for him to play a card, just sort of dumbfounded. You know what? I started with this guy in my hand. Let's give him a round. Here. You play a card. There you go. That evens things a bit. Now I'm gonna play all my heroes and get ready to Scorch his units down, and then siege anything else that shows up. This is all hands on deck time now. Yennefer, what are you gonna call in? Ah, a Scorch. That would have been scary if I had stuff that you could Scorch. I'm just gonna play all of my heroes and let things settle in, and then I'll decide where to proceed from there. Granted, I will not have the most versatile actions to pick from there, but I could use my hero card to draw a weather card that takes out all of his units if he doesn't have enough heroes on the board, for example. Muster. Danger. Another reason to potentially... Ooh. They're all 12s, huh? I mean, obviously I'm gonna do this next. There we go. Bye, 12s. It was nice seeing you. Want some? He says. If he has his plant, it could be tough, but if he doesn't have his plant, then it's not gonna be that big of a deal. I wonder if everyone I'm gonna play against gonna be using Skellige? I don't remember if the previous 6 or so had Skellige or not, because I've gotten a bunch of cards with the deck already. Toughest is a 14 now. This is anti-siege. Right, Skellige doesn't really have siege, do they? Not that I can remember. Anyways, toughest is a 14 right now. Might as well Scorch that. Now what are you warhorning, Dandelion? What's that? Oh. Shuffling, are we? What are you gonna do next, though? Do you have another trick? I'm going to go through my weather deck and grab a rain for these ranged units. Ooh, a Skellige storm. Ranged and siege. I already have siege though, so it's not really. Oh my god, I don't have a rain card in my entire deck. How'd that happen? Oh, fog is the right. I already have a. I forgot that I already. Right. I have no ice on in this deck because I know how much melee attacks are used by monsters, so it would just be bad for me. And fog is the ranged unit one. Rain is the one I already have for siege weapons. Well, there goes your advantage, and you're out of cards, so I don't see turning this around. No, he's not going to. Alright. Gonna play this monster card. Gonna play this fog card for no reason. I mean rain card. I keep mixing those up in my head now. Got it! We went around as good old monsters.
What's in the works today? Swilling wine, rolling.
Alright. Then he confidently starts strolling backward and forth and talking about whatever. Alright. 1 down, 12 to go. Here's a bit of a blast from the past. The tourney grounds are surprisingly dense in deck build. Well, maybe it's not surprising how dense this area is in deck cards. I believe I already played 2 different people for pieces of this deck when I previously came into town for the tournament. I think that was actually the first string of games we played when I got to this expansion, was a few surprise games of the tournament, primarily because I was trying to sell equipment so I could walk normally, because I couldn't move anymore. That was becoming a problem. But there's a few more stashed around.
Welcome, my good sir.
Need a bit of grooming.
Really an awkward way to ask for a Gwent game, isn't it?
Gwent, maybe we could play around.
Seriously, I feel like we should have opened with that instead of, like, just hopping on in there and seeing what happens. Have I played Skellige recently? I mean, Nilfgaard recently? I don't remember the deck very well. Oh well. If I ever lost a game, it'd be a change of pace, right? Oh yeah, everyone plays Skellige around here. Who's this guy? Where does this guy get off acting like he's got to work hard to get people to use Skellige around here? Seems like everyone on the planet uses it. So we got this tight bond group where they get double power, but there's only 2 of them and they're pretty weak, unfortunately. A Scorch is nice. A good old medic is always a fun thing to add in. Imperial Guard. A few weaker units. Wow, I forgot how dense Skellige is with kind of whatever cards. Lots of medics though, that's useful. That balances things out a little bit. Let's see. These guys are at least tight bonds, which can be a bit of a surprise. Yeah, because that'd make these guys 4 and 4, and you can keep stacking them if I found more and stuff like that. Whereas this guy, he's just kind of boring, honestly. No spies? Really? Not even 1. We'll see if I swap him for 1. Geralt's not bad, but also not a spy. Alright, well you're part of a tight bond and I don't have a matching pair for you at all. I replaced him with the siege weapon of power 5. That's more power for my hand, at least. I was really hoping to find... Yeah, that's about it, actually. Hit the nail right on the nose there, didn't you? Let's see, you draw a card from your opponent's discard pile. Ooh, fun. I'm so good at forgetting what his ability does. Let's see, he has a power of 0. I can play some of my tougher cards now because I'll be able to revive them later with all these medics we've got in my hand, so let's press that advantage. Even though my tougher cards, quote-unquote, are like 6s. Immediately, huh? Oh, right, that's a melee Scorch. Does give him the advantage, though. I'm gonna stick to normal cards for the first round. Non-special. He's still... Wow, yeah, he's just staying barely ahead of me. I do have 3 medics. Yeah. Let's play a third card I could revive still. At the moment, I've basically spent nothing so far. Oh, but he spent a Siri. I feel like I just came out ahead unless he's gonna have some tricks for me. Oh, I could use this against him too. He's got a close combat Scorch. If I used my Nilfgaard ability to draw that card, I could destroy him if he happens to play just the right things, which who knows if he'll do that or not. But I'm gonna pass. I've lured out one of his specials, which is good for a round. Oh, did he just decoy that special? Haha. Son of a bitch. Alright. Hello. Don't like those very much. Very tempting to scorch them, but they only have a combined strength of 12, which is not amazing. Let's take it slow. I'll play some weak units. Or maybe even just the one, just to see what he plays next. He passed. Oh. Ha 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 ha, joke's on you. Well, that was an easy round victory. Of 2. He did a tactic that I often do, where I try to play one card that's powerful, so they have to spend a bunch of turns trying to overcome that power. Skellige. What is the Skellige ability again? I gotta review that, I forgot it again. Does he draw 2 random cards in the last round? I think that's exactly what it does, actually. So he's got 2 different ships. Alright. And I can't Scorch anymore, which is kind of a problem. Opening with Geralt. If it's a hero, I'm gonna play it anyway, so I might as well just get started, but the other 2 are medics, so I have to be careful about how I choose to use them. Likewise, I can use my 2 power character safely, because he can't be Scorched, because he's weaker than all the enemy units, and he can't be Scorched by the melee Scorch, because he's too weak. Oh wait, no, actually he can be melee Scorched, but that'd be a weird use. If he used the melee Scorch to get rid of that one guy, that'd be a hell of a misfire. Alright, what's in his discard I can use? Wow. That's disappointing. I think the only card I could use it on is the Tight Longship. So he knows. Huh. Oh, draw a card from your opponent's discard pile. Okay. The decoy could be useful for reviving more units. I'll do that. I forgot that it was draw a card, not play a card. I thought I had to I was misconstruing it as play a... And it... What? I didn't get to pick? Is it random? Or is it the top one? Ah, crap. Is it random? Alright, never mind. I thought I'd get to pick which one it was. My bad. Still, I think I can still beat him. That shouldn't be too bad. I'll try to keep out of melee range. Fringilla is ranged, and the Fire Scorpion is siege. So if I draw characters like that, especially at different powers and different rows, they should be pretty Scorch-proof in many cases. And I'll do so while playing high-value cards that are specials to start things off. Trying to drain out his remaining cards. So there's Fringilla. Yep, we were waiting for that to happen. No surprises there. Next with the siege weapon. And soon he'll run out of cards, thankfully. He's going before me, I believe. So he'll run out of cards before I do. And I can play my last more risky revives at that point without much problem. So I'm gonna, actually, he did his melee Scorch already. I'll just bring Vesemir out now. Unless he has another one. He could, I guess. Tight Bond, but with no one. But they are Warhorned by Dandelion. It is a somewhat risky amount of damage coming out. We'll see. This will be close. The total lack of spies on my side was a little rough. Especially with freaking Nilfgaard deck. Like, Nilfgaard, on top of all the neutral spies I already have, also has an... I just lost, didn't I? Because of how powerful they were. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, on top of all the neutral spies I have, Nilfgaard has a bunch of, like, Nilfgaard-specific spies, and I drew none of them. That's rough. Damn. I felt like I had a good strategy, but that part at the end was rough. he had 2 8-power cards that could team up with each other and become more powerful. Alright, you bastard. Give that another shot, why don't we? It's really awkward how I take my shirt off and get into barber position just so we can
Need a bit of group.
do a game of Gwent. Maybe that's why he kicked my ass, is because he was mad at me. I really wish that I was surprised when draw a card from the discard was just draw any card and not draw a specific card you'd like to draw. It's a thing to keep in mind in the future. Let's see. Skellige, 2 random cards from the graveyard to place in the battlefield at the start of the 3rd round. Yep. So when I'm fighting Skellige, it's actually a good idea to end the game before the 3rd round if I want to be more powerful then. Let's see, what are the alternate leaders for this guy? Square. Draw a card from your opponent's discard. I like getting a new card, because card advantage is a big deal, so a bonus card being drawn is great. But the lack of control is a little rough. So let's review what the other options are again. Pick up Rain from your deck and play it, so that's anti-siege. Look at 3 random cards from your opponent's hand. Useful. Cancel your opponent's leader ability, also useful. Abilities that restore a unit to the battlefield restore a randomly chosen unit, affects both players. That's an anti-medic ability, basically. I'm actually kind of heavy on medics, so I don't know if I really want to, yeah, I think I want to stick with the draw an extra card. I like that ability. There's no spies on the floor over here, are there? They should all be in my deck. Should I reconsider anything that's currently in my deck? Wow. Yeah, I drew shit. This deck has 10 power ranged and siege units that I didn't draw. It has unique thieves that I didn't draw. A ton of heroes. I just got a profoundly bad hand, didn't I? With how many powerful units are in this deck, maybe I should get rid of some of the weaker ones altogether. Let's look at these muster cards. There they are. The upside of these muster cards is that there's a lot of them, so they get really powerful. Actually, these ones can be powerful. There's only 2 of them in the entire deck. Let's remove those completely. There we go. Your medics, which are great. I love medics. You're an even weaker. There's a lot of medics. Yeah, given what else is in this hand, maybe I'll get rid of some of these other... Why do I have 3s in my deck? Let's get rid of 3s. I might actually get rid of all of these 4 muster cards, just because... I mean, tight bond cards, just because I don't know what my chances are of actually drawing them. Then again, they're more useful than some of these 4s I have in here. There are 2 of these. There's only 1 young emissary. Oh no, there's another one up there. It's just a different. It's just a different icon. Yeah, the emissaries are more effective, but some of these other things are kind of garbage. Yeah. Let's get rid of some of these 4s also. How low can I go? The emissaries are great, but do I want regular 5s in my hand? There we go. I think I've thinned out my deck to balance it a little bit better because my draws were iffy, and I think I'll be happier with what I get this time. I think. Look at you. You're watching me actually adapt my deck to different strategies, like some kind of card player. Yeah, it was probably time to revise this deck. We haven't used it much. There we go. 10 power. We got 10 medic, 10 hero, multiple heroes. Kind of a weak hero because Triss doesn't have Yennefer's medic ability, so she's kind of crap for a hero, but she's still a hero in that she has that trade-off of being unscorchable while also being unhornable. Do I have a horn? I don't have a horn. I only have a scorch. Makes you want to keep her around then and be less interested in someone like Fringilla, perhaps. That said, if I get rid of all my special cards down here, who am I going to revive? Because these characters can be revived while these characters cannot. And I have I have 4 revive cards. Jeez. I can't even revive that many units. I don't even have that many. Oh, there's 1. I have 3 revivable characters that are not revive cards themselves, and 4 revive cards overall. Do I want to keep the Scorch or replace it? Is the question. I think I want to keep this hand, because the Scorch is good too, because Skellige has muster cards, and Scorch is good at countering muster. If I were to go back and change something, I might have decided to get rid of, it might have been a good idea to see what I could have gotten instead of Triss, because the rest of the hand's pretty good. I'm noticing the enemy's deck is only 15. I probably do have too many cards in my deck. I definitely did earlier. That was becoming a problem. Alright, so we'll start with things that I can play that I'll get back afterwards through the power of all these medics I have. And we'll see if I can get him to give up on a round, maybe? That's the card that defeated me last time. He played 2 of those next to a dandelion. Yeah, we'll see what I can get out in the field and see what I can draw out of him, because I need to take full advantage of the medics I have right now. But I also need to try to win entirely within round 1 and round 2, because if I take it to round 3, there's clearly a disadvantage to going that far. In round 2, I can go hard, because I can use a card from his graveyard while also reviving all of my cards. But I may throw in a Triss to help out in this round. A Scourge already. Alright. Good to get that out of the way right now, I guess. Because it's still gonna. It was a card that I'm already planning on losing anyway. Let's go with Triss. I'd like to keep my other heroes around, but at least the medics. Those are the ones I definitely want to keep for next round. Oh, he's drawing more cards. Yep, we're gonna have to go hard next round. We'll see how it goes. I still have the advantage. Do I suppose part of the question is, do I commit to it now, or do I try to get him to give up? I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's see. I have too many medics already, right? I'm trying to revive 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 cards need to be revived. Those are the ones I'm trying to keep back, especially the 6 and the 10. But I have 4 medics, so let's go ahead and scrap one of my other medics and use them this round to bring that archer back. Because this way I can still bring him back next round, no problem. So I'm not really losing much besides a 1 power, really. He looks like he's about to pull out and give up because he's taking all of his power off the board, which is concerning in its own right, I suppose. I think I'm gonna have to pass at that point. We'll see if he tries to play a bunch of cards to beat me, or if he just gives up. He gave up. That was absolutely his strategy. He's trying to bait me into playing a bunch of cards, and that's kind of what happened, but I played a restrained and specific amount of cards. That said, I'm still a bit concerned, because I want to Scorch. Yeah, I want to Scorch, but I don't know what he's gonna... Ooh, that's a decent target for a Scorch, honestly. Should it be that, or is he gonna play something better? I don't know, man. What's his graveyard look like right now, huh? Kind of crap. Scorching's not gonna make it any better, though. It's still gonna be a 4 at the end of the day. Except that one's a melee? Let's Scorch now, and then draw from his deck next. That'll be better, because if I draw a ranged, it's less likely to be Scorched, I think. So at least there's that, I guess. Because there's a lot of melee Scorches in this game. We'll see what I... Oh, I did get to pick one this time. So it has to be a monster, huh? It can't... I mean, it has to be a unit. It can't be a special card. So last time it automatically drew that one monster... that one unit because it was the only one in the game. So I'll bring in a ranged card. Oh, I draw it into my hand even, instead of my deck, the field directly. Oh, there they go. Yeah. Probably should have saved my Scorch. Damn it. That's okay. This game's practically about regret thematically. You spend so much time regretting decisions you make. Alright, let's see how far I make it by trying to resurrect that sniper, that archer again. I'm gonna resurrect him first. He shouldn't be Scorchable anymore because they have a 12, but even if he somehow deletes this unit, my plan will then be to just revive him again with the other medics. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can overcome his power. I don't know, this one's super close again. That's a big spike of damage right there, so what's his last few cards gonna be? Dandelion? Alright, so here's the question, does he have another one of those? Because 2 of those guys leads to a scary amount of power, 32 between just 2 cards. I got nothing else to do. All I can do is play this guy and pick the 3 and Alright. We'll see if he can make up 15 points. And another one of that bear would do... Oh! Nope, that's crap. Nope. It was fresh out, as it turns out. Never know what's going to happen sometimes. Alright. That's what you gotta do against Skellige. You gotta win in the first round, or you're in trouble.